Every kid should learn to code. That's what we were told. It was on the posters in the classroom, on TED Talks, in startup blogs and parenting books. Code, they said, was the language of the future. Master it, and your kid would never be unemployed. But here's the twist. The future got here early, and now AI is writing the code for us, faster, cheaper, tirelessly. So what happens when everyone learns to code, and suddenly it's not a superpower anymore? Here's what no one tells you. While the rest of the world is trying to raise the next app developer, there's a quiet shortage of people who can wire a home, install a breaker panel, keep a hospital online when the power flickers. What if the most secure, future-proof skill your kid could learn isn't Python, but panel work? In this video, we'll break down why the trades are rising while tech gets automated, how a vocational skill like electrical work could be more valuable than a degree, and why in the age of AI, usefulness might matter more than intelligence. Stick around, because before this is over, you just might want to hand your kid a voltmeter instead of a Chromebook. Over the last 2 decades, tech became the golden ticket. Parents pushed their kids into coding camps before middle school. Schools slashed shop class to make room for robotics labs. The message was loud and clear. Blue collar is falling behind. White collar is the future. And for a while it made sense. Software was booming. Salaries were high. Startups were glamorous. But here's what most people missed. Technology doesn't stand still, and neither does the job market build around it. Today, artificial intelligence can write entire programs in seconds. Tools like GPT, Copilot, and low-code platforms are replacing what entry-level developers used to do. And it's not slowing down. One update, one feature release, and your kid's hard-earned coding skill might already be outdated. Meanwhile, there's another kind of skill hiding in plain sight. One that doesn't crash, doesn't go obsolete, one that's still waiting to be passed down. Coming next, I'll show you how this unsexy skill set is quietly becoming one of the most in-demand careers in the country. While coding becomes more crowded, more competitive, and less certain. But first, let's ask the question no one dares to. Are we preparing our kids for a future that doesn't even exist anymore? While everyone's staring at screens trying to disrupt the industry, there's a quiet group of people holding the real world together. The electrician, the carpenter, the plumber, the HVAC tech, the welder. They don't go viral. They don't post productivity hacks. They don't spend their day in Google Docs or Slack threads. They show up, in the rain, in the cold, in the middle of the night, to solve problems that can't be outsourced and can't be delayed. Because when the heat goes out at 3 a.m., you don't call a software engineer. You call someone with a tool belt. Their work is physical. It's real. It hums through our walls, runs through our pipes, holds up the roofs above our heads. And here's what's wild. Many of them are making more than the average college graduate, with no debt, no degree, just a skill they mastered and a reputation they earned. And yet, most schools still treat these jobs like second-class options, as if working with your hands is something you settle for. But what if we've had it backward all along? What if the kids who picked up tools instead of tablets are actually ahead of the curve? Next, we'll explore why teaching your kid a trade like electrical work isn't just about a job. It's about giving them power, freedom, and something even most software developers don't have anymore. But before we get there, ask yourself this. When's the last time you heard someone say, "My plumber got laid off"? When you teach a kid to wire a house, you're not just giving them a job skill, you're giving them independence. You're showing them how to read blueprints, how to think in systems, how to troubleshoot chaos and bring order back into the world, circuit by circuit. And maybe more importantly, you're giving them the ability to rely on themselves. When the lights flicker, they don't panic. When the outlet sparks or the breaker trips, they don't wait for help. They lean in. They problem solve. They fix it. That's not just technical confidence. That's life confidence. Because the moment someone realizes they can wire a home or rebuild a panel box is the same moment they realize they don't have to wait for the world to give them permission. They're no longer just a consumer of the world. They're a builder of it. And unlike many high-tech careers, their value doesn't vanish with the next update. It deepens. It sharpens. It becomes legacy. This kind of empowerment doesn't come from memorizing code. It comes from learning how things actually work, from using your mind and your hands, from seeing a mess and leaving it better than you found it. But what's even more surprising, it's not just the confidence this gives them today, it's how it prepares them for something much bigger, something that's quietly shifting beneath our feet and is going to reshape the way we think about success altogether. For decades, we were told the same story. Go to college, get a degree, land a safe job. That was the plan. But here's the truth no one wants to admit. That plan is breaking down. College tuition has tripled in a generation. Student debt is now a $1 trillion crisis. And the promise of a guaranteed white-collar career? That promise is cracking under the weight of automation, outsourcing, and oversupply. Meanwhile, there's another story playing out. Quietly, steadily, in garages, job sites, and union halls across the country. A kid skips the lecture hall, picks up a trade, becomes an apprentice, starts earning while they're learning. No debt, no dorms, no 4-year delay. Fast forward 5 years. They're 24, making $90,000 a year, booked months in advance, while their peers are still trying to land unpaid internships. The crazy part? These jobs aren't just well paid, they're meaningful. The trades are one of the last places where your work matters instantly. You walk into a problem, you solve it, you get paid, and you go home with your head high. That's more than a paycheck. That's purpose. That's pride. And here's what almost no one sees coming. The future? It won't just belong to the digital class. It'll belong to the ones who know how to connect wires, shape steel, and keep the physical world alive. Because while everyone else is chasing virtual success, something real is rising. And in just a moment, we'll look at why that real work isn't just surviving. It's becoming the foundation of everything the next economy will depend on. Look around. Everywhere we turn, someone is talking about the future of work. Remote jobs, cloud services, virtual offices, artificial intelligence assistants. But here's the truth, no algorithm can change. The future still needs power. The future still needs wiring, still needs heat, still needs running water. Smart homes still short circuit. Solar panels still need to be installed. Data centers, yes, even the ones running your AI, still need electricians on site. The future might be automated, but it won't be weightless. It'll still be built somewhere, and someone, not something, will have to build it. The trades aren't relics of the past. They're the backbone of the next era. An era that's rapidly discovering that convenience can't replace competence. We can have the fastest Wi-Fi in the world, but it's useless if the breaker trips. We can stream movies in 8K, But we still need someone to fix the outlet when it sparks. The more connected we become, the more dependent we are on the people who know how to keep it all running. And here's the part no one's talking about. As society becomes more virtual, trades don't just remain relevant, they become essential infrastructure. We've been training kids to think in code, but maybe the smartest kids in the room will be the ones who know how to wire one. And just ahead, we'll answer the question many parents are quietly asking: what should I be teaching my kid right now to prepare them for the world we're actually headed into? So what should you teach your kid? You could teach them to chase tech trends, to memorize the hottest language, to stay glued to a screen, always updating, always racing the machine. Or you could teach them something else, something deeper, something that won't get replaced by the next software release. You could teach them to wire a house, to fix what breaks, to work with precision, to walk into a room that's dark and leave it shining. Not just because it pays well, though it does. Not just because it's stable, though it's more stable than most white-collar jobs today, but because it gives them something a lot of careers no longer can: pride, autonomy, usefulness, a job that doesn't require a fancy title or online validation, a job where the results are real, and so is the respect. While others may be waiting for the future to arrive, the trades are already building it. And when the lights go out, it won't be the coder who gets the call. It'll be the one who knows how to find the fault and bring the power back. Maybe your kid won't launch the next social app, but maybe, just maybe, they'll wire the building where it's built. And maybe that's more future-proof than anything Silicon Valley can offer. Because when the dust settles and the world resets, usefulness is the new security, and usefulness lives in the hands of the ones who build. This is Blue Collar Rise, for the parents who want more for their kids, and the workers who never stop building. If this message hit home, share it, and subscribe for more stories that honor the skills that can't be automated. Because in the world that's coming, skilled hands will still be holding the future together.